This is Star Wars The Black Series, Luke Skywalker, or the Yavin ceremony. Luke Skywalker, the figure is part of the first wave of the 3.75-inch Black Series figures by Hasbro. The figure appears again, I think, in Wave 2 and in Wave 3. I picked him up in Wave 3. And here is a quick look at packaging. There he is, ceremony with Mon Mothma. Alright, I have him in a interesting pose because I thought the figure was going to be very boring if I didn't pose him in an unconventional pose. So here are the other Luke Skywalker figures from the Vintage Collection or the Collector Series collection. Didn't think much of this figure. This figure really wasn't on my wish list or target list or anything like that, but since I bought the entire case of Wave 3, I got him by default. Wasn't really looking to pick him up. Apparently a lot of collectors are after this particular figure because, well, the uniform that he's wearing, I think it looks the same as the previously released Yavin ceremony Luke, but they think it's a lot, the colors are a lot better. He's got a more accurate head sculpt that looks more like Mark Hamill. Focus. Yeah, it's a good sculpt. I think it's okay. Here are the previous Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker head sculpts that have been released. Yeah, I have to agree with the collectors. This one is pretty good. Not bad. Okay. Also, and I think one of the more pertinent updates for this figure, which not a lot of collectors notice, is that in the previously released Yavin Luke, he did not have this blaster. This is the more accurate blaster. This is the DDC Defender Sporting Blaster, which was really intended for civilians. This was what he was sporting during the Yavin ceremony. The DDC, or Drerian Defense Conglomerate, something like that. DDC Defender Sporting Blaster. This is the more accurate blaster pistol, which should be on this particular Luke figure. The previously released, which was the coin, with the one with the coin figure in that series, had a different blaster, which is why I think they recycled the holster. This one's very loose, but the original one fit that nicely. It was an inaccurate blaster. It was the DL44 heavy blaster pistol, which was not true. He did not wear that blaster. But anyway, it was a very small detail, but a lot of fans were complaining and saying, "Hey, you want to be accurate." This is a nice figure to have, but it's not really something that's worth hunting if you're not really into Luke Sky. I mean, if you only need one Luke Skywalker for your shelf, this is the one you pick up. There's an updated version in the Vintage Collection which has a removable chest plate. That one I think is a better version, but the Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker, I think if you just need one Luke Skywalker on your shelf, you get the Jedi Knight Luke. Bespin Luke is great. The Hoth Luke is okay. I hear they're updating that for 2014, the Black Series. Okay, we'll see. But the Yavin Luke, I think, is probably the most, if I'm not mistaken, the least sought after out of all the Lukes. I mean, I'm sure a lot of Episode 4 fans would want it, but personally, I think the X-Wing Luke uniform is a lot more collectible than this particular figure. Now, having said that, this figure is not all that bad. I have a few complaints, but then again, overall, the figure was really made with the fans in mind. So he comes with several accessories. You've already seen the Yavin ceremony medal. It was given to him by Mon Mothma. He's got an ignited lightsaber, which sort of fits in his hand. He has a pistol grip for both hands, so it's kind of loose in his hand. You can easily twist it, put it in and out like that on his hand, but it will stay. Again, I said he's got the DDC Defender Sporting Blaster, and he's got an unignited lightsaber hilt, which you can peg onto his belt. It will move the jacket outwards like that, but what can you do? You can pose him, I suppose, like that, so you don't strain the jacket. like that. You can have his lightsaber sticking out just a little bit, so that the jacket doesn't get warped or anything like that. If you're very particular with your figures, yeah, I suppose you could do that. And yeah, so that's his accessories. Paint apps in this figure, acceptable. Some bits of his hair, they're a bit of a quality issue right there, as you can see, some unpainted parts, but that's okay. Overall, the jacket, it's got some staining on it, a little bit, it's not all yellow, just monochrome. Great detail on the pants, boots, very, very nice, and I'm glad they kept the holster and gave him two lightsabers. Articulation for this guy's got a ball jointed neck, swivel waist, ball hinge shoulders and elbows, swivel wrist, hinge hips, ball hinge knees, and this is what I don't get. It's a Black Series figure. No ankle articulation. But I figured, you're not going to be posing him in too many dynamic poses, so he should be fine with the non-articulated ankles. So, should you get this figure? If you're a big Luke Skywalker fan and you absolutely must have all of the Luke Skywalker figures, then sure. But I wouldn't pay more than retail price for it. If you're going to have it shipped through an online store, I think, for me, $15 shipped. That's the most I'll be willing to pay for this guy. Maybe 13. But yeah, it's another Luke Skywalker figure, and for me, he's not the most exciting figure, but I'm still gonna give it an 8 out of 10. I think Hasbro did a wonderful job despite omitting the ankle articulation. I think it's still worth getting and putting on your shelf if you're a big original trilogy collector and you love Episode 4 and you like all the Luke figures, then fine. But if you're the casual Star Wars collector and you want the movie figures, the accurate ones, having one Luke, either the Bespin or the Jedi Knight Luke, is I think good enough for your shelf. You don't have to get this guy. So it's really up to you. So there you go, folks. I hope you, what am I doing? Hope you've enjoyed this video review. If you did, please click thumbs up icon at the bottom. Follow me on Twitter for my toy purchases, Instagram for my toy sightings here in Manila. Check out all my reviews and hauls here on this Chefatron YouTube channel. My old FX Trans channel is still alive. It'll just have the usual occasional vlogs. This has been the Star Wars The Black Series 3.75-inch Yavin Luke Skywalker. Thanks for watching.